Now, Aban Papa Sababium, the NDC, what are they saying? Tema Oil Refinery to commence refinery operations in October 2025. The same MDC now mobile building Tema Oil Refinery under Atamils, under Mahamana Omukoyeno. It is back again to rebuild Tema Oil Refinery. It is back again. Oh. The same NDC. Now you did your matem and Atamils and the Mahamana omu change Tema Oil Refinery. Started say a year Jumano. Omudema MPP Nkwasiafo na almost say no for 8 years. No. They are back again in October. They want to start putting TOR to work. TOR Saba start your Juma. Do you know the number of people who are going to be employed? You have MPP for you have CPP for you have Alankash and Kwara you have NDC for where any conversation that we need to have. At least this government is being proactive. This government is thinking. This government is making sure, say, Adina MIA, you're a third world country, no? This government is trying to find solutions to take us out of it. In 2016, let me take you back a little bit. This is 2016 under NDC. Watch this.
The Tema Oil Refinery TOR has begun exporting refined gasoline to the West African sub-region. TOR raked in over $2 million within 3 months after processing 2 million barrels of crude oil. Acting Managing Director of the refinery, Kingsley Kwame Iwuadako, attributed the turnaround to a successful operational restructuring. TV3's Josephine Frimpong has more.
The alien Tema Oil Refinery had faced serious challenges until a new management took up a vigorous restructuring exercise in January this year. TOR lost all its key engineers and technicians to giant oil firms in Kuwait and Qatar during the challenging period. Tema Oil Refinery has gone through serious operational challenges, from frequent shutdowns to worker agitations and the infamous TOR death. But today, management say they have a better story to tell. The refinery has now come alive. The refinery since January has received and processed 2 million barrels of crude oil, bringing in over $2 million. Acting Managing Director Kingsley Kwame Iwuadako says TOR has come out of its challenging past.
What BOSS did was to go into an agreement with the refinery, where the refinery would process crude oil for BOSS on a tolling basis. Instead of importing refined petroleum products, when we have the opportunity to work with a refinery which is also owned and run by Ghanaians, why don't we switch to importing crude oil? Have the refinery refine and process it so that we secure our jobs in country.
He explained how TOR began to export refined gasoline.
We couldn't predict how well the refinery would run, so we didn't curtail our refined petroleum product imports. Now, bearing in mind that when we did the initial projections, we were hoping to get 35,000 tons of gas oil or diesel from the first 1 million barrels. We got 63,000 tons. That immediately created a storage problem for us, and it was the same for gasoline. So we had to export.
The TOR debt, which currently stands at 1 billion cedis, is expected to be defrayed by the close of the year, following an agreement with 4 banks to pay as bond for 10 years. With the feet chalked up, workers and management had a lot to celebrate about.
This is TOR under NDC. Jandam is dead. In 2016, before Iwuadako NDC, Iwuadako was appointed by John Mahama. And he did a marvelous job. He basically put TOR back to business. They were actually producing 2 million barrels. They were producing 2 million. In just 3 months, they were making $2 million. And this was an operational agency the NDC left, handed over to the NPP. For 8 years, TOR did not refine one single oil. A cup of oil. And the NPP for we are. And they think we have forgotten all these things. The NDC is back again. Now what are they doing? They are back to revive TOR. They are back to revive TOR again. Oh. Are you going to allow these MPP piglets to come back and destroy it? No. And that is what we have been teaching here. That is what we have been trying to let you understand. Anytime say and the metro, who the MPP is or what the MPP is. In fact, it's not who, what the MPP is. So we need to support this government. We need to support that intention to do good to us. Because when they are able to put TOR to work, some cases TOR and starting by October now. Do you know the number of Ghanaians who get work to do? You have no idea. And we sit in Ghana, na debiano, yama MPP for when we build as a people, when we build as a nation, when we build as one people, ne more opportunity no mabeseno. And that is what they do every single time. Debia. Yet to Kromha TOR. It's now for 80 years. They took money and almost say, "Ye baby Centio Oil, Mokai Centio Oil, one district, one factory." They gave Centio on common Centio Oil close to $350 million. I'm buying almost somebody oil company, biaba refinery company. Your friend is Centio Oil. Aya kusibuatin kronfowe on the Chinese nibi and boom and almost si Centio Oil. They built Centio Oil next to TOR. Na abanya wunim nyansa wonya kwasea ade na wo de wo sika ete no it is sitting there, it can be put to work. Wama obi ababe wasabe build another private oil refinery ewo TOR nchen. What are you trying to do? It means that particular government is trying to collapse what the nation built, and that is what the NPP represents. It's Yatiana. Omubakache say, "Oh, Chinese Libya baby oil refinery. Now, no Chinese no a private investor no. Ya said the company na share one district, one factory asi. Man $350 million. Near to Kromha, these people led by Kasongo, Afenyo Markin, last minute time on free power, they wanted to push it through and NDC for stopping yomo. How can a Chinese ever Ghana so obey investment or no see oil refinery? Near aside the oil refinery na share one district, one factory asi. Near say Yamano had a tax exemption of $350 million. Na yeti Kromha. Na nipa bi kemu say ayi and the MPP there omwana yama mbedi Ghana so ne yenwan. Are we crazy? Now NDC is back again, and they are back to do what is right. They are back to put this country back on track. They are back to put TOR to work. Now we all need to support the government and support whoever is going to lead TOR to make sure this becomes a reality. Because when this becomes a reality, any young person also anything about oil, anything, whatever engineering, whatever petroleum, what they have, at least they are convinced to say we nya GMPC ejuma nya kra obetumenya ejuma o TOR aye. And that is what we have to be doing. And you see, sadly way, we need to protect it for the next 42 years. Because John Mahamani NDC for estate Emma TOR start ye juma. I will see a to Obama NDC sa no protect TOR. Because the day you vote against the NDC, TOR will be gone. Meaning all the people who will be employed under NDC or TOR, no, they will all lose their jobs. This is strategic. A strategic investment the government, you and I, we are going to invest in. So we cannot put our money in and allow these criminals calling themselves NPP to come back and turn TOR into their storages. Because Tamana NPP wa power no, Kennedy Japan, Napo, Baumia, NPP as a political party, they turn TOR to as their storage. So they were not allowed. The reason why 8 years TOR and Yejumane say, NPP for no. TOR containers na I say a store oil gumu na ye refinery store gumu no eno na omo store omo ankasa omo oil gumu emeka omo diesel ni omo petrol. Indeed, what they did was that they always made sure say Ghana yes obesign contract be na new managing director about the new ideas about they will find a way to halt it, because the moment they allow that to happen, no, it means omunya storage biem. So for 8 years, the NPP as a party, they turned TOR into a storage container. Omu nyina ehona no mu petrol gu. Omu nyina ehona no mu diesel gu. Yantia na napoka chere say condensate $2 million worth of condensate. Emfrema bo afaso manayra. Yenti krom ha. Na pokwa champagne wan kan chere. There's video to it. Near to krom ha. ɛna napoka kyerɛ sɛ condensate omunya no ɛyɛ deɛn TOR condensate no yɛbie so manframa afa so ama ne nyinaa evaporate $2 million yɛtia omoba power bust 600,000 liters ne nyinaa so ɛyera. These are crazy people. We cannot hand over Ghana to these criminals. These are liars. They are thieves. The NPP is a party full of criminals. We should not allow them to come close to power. And you see, we should start that conversation of even pointing to people. Oh, wait, in the NPP. The NPP as a political party, a disease. It's a killing machine. It's a destructive weapon. NPP as a political party, anyone affiliated to that thing should not be considered as somebody who is willing to build this nation. They are into politics because they want to make money out of you. For 16 years, Omudi Ghana so, for 8 years, for 8 years, Sanko for to mean kuraba bako. They can't. Kuraba kromo batuye no, omuton ye esa tomben to an. These are not people we can hand over this country to. The NPP is a dangerous political party. And let's all come together as a unit, as a people, as one people. What we are seeing now, Maka, and I'll keep saying it. This government, thousands of people and our former government way, some will make mistakes. We will get scandals in it. But we should look at the vision, the willingness to serve. Eya akomapana omopese omudie bibi enye ende omabano yanhwe de omaye pen ne anhu de omobetuma and support the government. So mudu baby na wose ete oma na aka kire omo say we de manye ne ye munye ne ye, but we need to keep them in power for the next 42 years. Senebeya eya de an institution like TOR can start to operate for the next 42 years. Because 2016 sanka enya dada ne atro ene omkofo bi twa atro ene etutia NDC anka for the next 8 years ebedunde anka TOR aye adwuma bedun ne kan ni padodo anka TOR afa omedwuma. Just sit back and do the analysis. Omo call tech, omo call polytechnics, omo no person ye adwuma o TOR, omo adwuma o bust. From 2016 time na ewada akomo ho na TOR eye adwuma enye sika anka ye bie TOR kwa bie another one account.